Welcome to Learn with me, Mrs. Sullivan's best tips and tricks. Learn how to create quality mathematical discussions with this equal amounts game. Step right up and get ready to develop quality mathematical discourse in your classroom. I will show you how to create this activity and share recommendations for organizing and storing it. And at the end of the video, I will show you specific grade level examples and information to help you implement this wonderful math activity. To play this game, you will be preparing index cards to represent numbers. Index cards are about 75 cents for 100 cards, and Sharpies are about $1 each, so it's an economical thing for you to prepare. You're going to prepare cards to represent numbers using dots, tallies, words, digits, expanded form, addition, subtraction, whatever is appropriate for your grade level. Each of these sets should have about 12 to 17 cards. You're going to place the cards in a grid, and students will need to hunt for group together cards that represent the same value. They need to justify or explain how they know the cards are the same value. So, each set of cards will need about 2 or 3 of these groups. As you can see here in this example, the cards highlighted in red represent 18, and the cards highlighted in pink represent 12. The cards that don't fit are a good place to build further mathematical discourse. You'll need to model how to do this by working with small groups a few times before students work together with partners. Let's look at some possibilities for this discussion. We know this shape of tallies here represents a group of 5. That's way too small compared to 12 or 18. This one doesn't fit. When we look at the tens frame, we can see that there is only one tens frame, and we know that both 12 and 18 are greater than 10. So this value is clearly too small. And both of these are odd numbers, and 18 and 12 are even numbers, or I might discuss the amounts therein. Any kind of discussion that talks about comparing and contrasting is extremely valuable. You'll want to introduce the game by rotating through small groups of 5 to 7 students so you can model and develop discussions. And play the game a few times, and that will take about 10 minutes. And then they will eventually, hopefully, get ready to play in partners while you walk around and monitor and support their discussions. I suggest when you're making these groups of students that you create groups with a strong verbal leader in each independent group and begin with the easiest level of cards. When you are preparing the game sets of the cards, you might use different colored index cards to help keep you organized. I label my cards according to level of difficulty and store them in Ziploc bags. So, this is the code I use for leveling materials in my classroom. I use an image of preparing to roll along. So the lowest level, the triangle, doesn't roll well, but the circle at the highest level rolls along easily. I found 4 to 5 levels are sufficient for organizing all my materials. And the beauty of this system, it's sort of ambiguous for both students and parent volunteers. So I want to make about 4 or 5 sets at each level. I label the bags with the level code and the number of that version. And I secure the games of the same level with binder clips. I can then store these inside of a large manila envelope, which makes it easy to put into a file folder and file in a file cabinet, because storage of games is directly related to how easy it is to get them and use them at a moment's notice. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, show me by hitting that like button. Here are the recommendations for grade levels. Kindergarten, pretty much just straight numbers. First grade, you're going to start some equations and introduce different representations of numbers. And it's a great place to talk about subitizing your dots, your tallies, and things like that. Second grade, it's going to be a little more advanced, and third grade. So you can adapt them to whatever your grade level. So this is part of my best tips and tricks series that I'm beginning. Please like and subscribe and look for links in the description box below to other videos. You might also like videos that I've made specifically for classroom instruction. As always, thanks for watching Learn with me, Mrs. Sullivan.